Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about the dream I had. It was a post-Rapture dream and it was pretty short, to be honest. It was the first week of October is when I had the dream, and let's just get into it. So I was sitting at a table and with a bunch of other people. We were all on one side of a table. And it was like a kind of like a picnic table where you have a table in the middle and then tables all along on the sides and down on the other side too. So everybody was sitting on one side and we were looking out towards in the distance. It was kind of getting towards evening and everybody was kind of like slouched down and everybody was really quiet. They had their heads down, nobody was talking. On the other side of the table was a man, and he was wearing a short sleeve shirt, long pants. He had on a hat, and it was kind of like a cross between military and police officer clothing. And he had a rifle in his hand. So he was walking back and forth from one end of the table to the other. He wasn't going very far, but he was kind of staying right where we were. And then probably about 20, 30 feet, there was another guy on his side that was dressed the same that had another rifle. And on the left side and right side. So you can kind of see down. And we were sitting there waiting. We were waiting for them to apparently give us some food. So at this time, it was after the rapture had occurred. Not sure how long, but I just had the feeling that it was after, and we were just waiting. Nobody said anything. We were kind of all just, a little scared, to be honest. So we had, as we were sitting there, my husband said something, and it kind of alarmed the guy that was kind of standing right in front of us. And he came over with his gun and he pointed it at everybody and said that if anybody makes any more noises or says anything, they do anything without, permission, that he was going to shoot us and kill us all. And everybody kind of like froze and put their heads back down. Nobody said anything, and we just waited. And then the man, after he stared at us for a while, he turned around and went back up, I guess, at his post guarding. So fast forward a little bit in the dream, and okay, it just kind of like changed scenes. And we were looking over what looked like a street. There's buildings, and you can see people running down the street. Over behind me, a drone flies overhead, and we look up, we can see it, and we look back down, and we notice that it was following up people up and down the street and trying to gauge where people were going as people were running and scattering as this drone came by. You may be thinking, why does she always talk about dreams? Well, that's a good question. First off, I have always dreamt. Ever since I was 8 to 9 years old, I can remember having really vivid dreams, and even after waking up, I could remember them. And sometimes I even have recurring dreams for months, even years. I also dream in color, so that's actually kind of rare, I heard. So that's why I talk about dreaming a lot. The other thing is Acts 2 tells us in verse 17 that in the last days, God says, I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy, your young men will see visions, your old men will dream dreams. Even on my servants, both men and women, I will pour out my spirit in those days, and they will prophesy. I will show you wonders in the heavens above and signs on the earth below, blood and fire and billows of smoke. The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the coming of the great and glorious day of the Lord. And everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. So it tells us in the Bible that we will prophesy, we will dream dreams, and especially in the last days before Jesus comes back to take his bride. That's another reason why I talk about my dreams. And lots of people are having dreams about the rapture, the end times, mark of the beast, tribulation, and things that are happening and may happen in the near future. So make sure that you check out the Heaven Bound YouTube page. Also, click on the community tabs. And this is for everyone. There's a couple of new polls out. Make sure you're voting to tell us what kind of content you want to see and how often you want to see new videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe.